It's Monday, October 6th.
We'll definitely not complain about the heat, even though it's a little bit more than I anticipated. But at this point, I'll take anything I can get, especially when it comes to nice weather in the fall.
Midsummer weather in the fall, record-setting temperatures in October. When will the heat break?
Let's go, Ravens! Yeah!
A decades-old rivalry between two universities on the field. The annual Panda game between U Ottawa and Carleton breaks a winning streak.
And we have a tour of the Rideau Sports Centre with endless activities, 4 seasons of the year, inside and out. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Morning, come on in. I'm Rosie Edbeck.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And how does 20K sound?
I think it sounds very good right now.
Not so bad, right? The CTV Your Morning 20K giveaway remains in effect for today. So make sure you are watching every hour for the daily code word and your chance to win that $20,000.
Yeah, that's right. Keep an eye out a little bit later on this hour for today's code word and your chance to get in to win some big money. The contest keeps going on. We will have actual 2 contests today.
Yes.
With different code words, so make sure you are paying attention to what each code word is compared to that contest. Lots of giveaways this week.
I love it.
Take some notes. There you go. All right, we've got to get to our top stories today. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take part in Egypt today. Discussions in Egypt are expected to focus on the proposed exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called this the closest negotiators have come to getting all the hostages released.
One man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in the city's south end. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in opposite ditches with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Auto paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transferred to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported, and the cause of the crash remains under investigation. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative National Outreach Chair have penned a letter to the Prime Minister urging him to vote for their party's new motion on bail reform dubbed the Jail Not Bail Act.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Poilievre has been pushing this new bail reform bill in the past few weeks. He claims that under the Liberals, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, leading to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are some of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. Parliament is set to vote whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
Quebec's law about planned obsolescence is now in effect. That means manufacturers are not allowed to sell items that are designed to fail after a certain lifespan. Shoppers should be given the information they need to maintain and fix whatever they buy and extend warranties for several years. And companies have to make spare parts and repair services available at a reasonable price. The law also sets out an expected lifetime for appliances. Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. This is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imported 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, with most coming from the U.S. We talked to Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush later this morning to get his thoughts.
California's governor is vowing to sue the U.S. president after Donald Trump deployed California National Guard troops to Oregon. It comes after the protesters and police clashed outside an ICE facility in Portland on Saturday evening. Trump's move comes in the wake of a federal judge denying him the authority to deploy Oregon's National Guard towards the city.
Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 40s. Now, that was much warmer than the typical Oktoberfest day, which is 15 degrees.
After 6 straight wins for the GGs, the Ravens finally snapped their losing streak 20-14 and taking back the Panda game bragging rights.
Let's go, Ravens! Yeah!
The game, which has had a reputation for leading to a little bit of some, we'll call them fun times, maybe a little bit rowdy at times and destructive after parties in student neighborhoods, but it has been tamer over the past few years with no notable problems arising after the match. The GGs have won the Panda game 7 times since 2013, and the Ravens have won 5 times. And I was actually at Lansdowne just prior to the game, and I will say it was a lot calmer than the years that I was around here during the Panda game times.
Yeah, it's always an exciting time.
I mean, just look at that. The weather, blue skies,
right?
Nothing but sunshine on your Sunday. Gorgeous weather, Melissa.
A game you would find in July, right? Like it was hot, it was sunny. This is like July weather.
Tank tops, t-shirts.
Yeah, we're creeping into mid-October very soon. And guess what? We could have record-breaking temps yet again today.
Okay,
yes. So the hot weather continues. Trust me when I say enjoy it if you like the summer-like weather, because middle of the work week, it's going to be much cooler. Where we're sitting right now will be our daytime high, just to give you a little hint of how cool it will get. We're currently sitting at 14 degrees this morning, seeing some light winds, and pretty warm across the region. Already 17 in Brockville, only single digits for Cornwall, sitting at 8 degrees to start off your morning. In our skies this morning, a little bit cloudy out there, so we're seeing partly cloudy conditions to start off your day, but as we sift through our closet, definitely still shorts and t-shirt weather this afternoon. Lots of sunshine on the way. Temps reaching a high of 30 degrees later on today. So we could break a record for being the warmest October 6th. The last record was set back in 2005, where we reached a high of 26.5. So we should break that record later on this afternoon, and you can see pretty hot across the region. 28 for the valley as your daytime high. Same along the Seaway. Slightly cooler down in Kingston. 23 for later on this afternoon, but overall beautiful day, lots of sunshine, heat on the way into the afternoon, so it's going to feel more like mid-July as opposed to the beginning of October. And as you see in the 7-day forecast, we're going to see a change and a dip in temperatures mid-work week. Tomorrow, not so bad, still above that seasonal temperature. 24 is the high. We could see 5 up to 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast. As we head into Wednesday, Thursday, that's when temperatures will shift and we'll see a bit of a cool front moving through. Still nice and sunny, which is great news, but temperatures reaching daytime highs of only 13 degrees. And check out those overnight lows, almost at the freezing mark as we head into Wednesday with an overnight low of 1 degree. So we'll have to bring in the plants for a couple of nights as we head into the weekend. Forecast more seasonal-like weather. We could see some rain on Saturday. Here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and no major issues to report on your roads. Traffic is smooth sailing this hour. Things are looking nice and easy east to west. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello, and thanks for joining us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Laura Dykin, and it is time to unveil your must-see moment from Sunday. For that, it's off to the NFL, to the desert, for a good one between the Titans and Cardinals. A game that was full of wild moments, including this one right here when Cam Ward picked off by Dadrian Taylor Demerson. And there goes the football, and it keeps on bouncing. The Titans end up with the touchdown thanks to Tyler Lockett, who jumps on that football. What a turn of events. Should have been a turnover for Tennessee. Instead, the Titans end up with a touchdown. They come back from being down 15 in the fourth quarter to earn their first win of the season. And oh yeah, they also take our must-see moment from Sunday. Well, tonight on TSN, one more game to go in Week 5 in the NFL. It is the Chiefs versus the Jags, and all the action gets underway at 7 p.m. Central Time. That does it for us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great rest of the day.
A wild football day across the board. Well, still ahead on your morning, Ottawa. Fall fair season it comes to an end under the sunshine and summer-like conditions with those breaking daytime high values yesterday. We're going to take a peek through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam because at this current time, of course, it's still a little early to see that sunshine, but Melissa letting us know it's going to be another summer-like day, and hold on to it because temperatures plummet as the week continues on. Stay with us. It is 6:10 on your Monday morning.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today. Canada's iconic coffee chain Tim Hortons is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre urging the Prime Minister to vote for their party's new motion on bail reform. Your full newscast is in 15 minutes, but first, a check on the forecast.
Well, a little bit later on this morning, we are already going to be well above our typical daytime high this time of year. 15 degrees is our normal daytime high, already 16 degrees this morning. And then we are almost expected to double that, 30 degrees by this afternoon. The sun will continue to shine. We set a record daytime high yesterday. Could we do that back-to-back days? We will have to wait and see. And taking a look at the roads at this hour, everything moving pretty smoothly, no fog patches to develop, and the sun is expected to be there right from the get-go, so a beautiful morning commute as of right now. Well, fair season wrapped up this weekend with the 169th annual Metcalfe Fair. The festive event in rural southern Ottawa brought hundreds of agricultural enthusiasts out for a weekend of family fun and tradition. CTV's Natalie Van Roy reports.
It's a weekend of fall fun at the Metcalfe Fair, an annual tradition for the Sloggett family.
I like to get the soup and the grilled mushrooms, and then we like to see all the exhibits and the fruits and vegetables, and I always like to spend time with my family.
We're just looking at all the nice food trucks and all the exhibits and the animals that they have here.
The 169th annual community custom marks the end of the fair season in Ottawa.
It's phenomenal. It's hot. The crowds are overwhelming. Everybody's here. We've got super events going on. We've got a dance tonight, events going on, fiddling and step dancing, square dance this evening.
A major component is the championship shows.
And, compete over who has the best cattle and the best vegetables and the best jams and jellies.
Brings the entire community together. It's always nice to see, you go and you see every single person, it's so nice seeing the community support each other.
And it was a memorable day for Emily Kelly, who was showing in the regional championship.
She did good. She was first in her class and second overall. It's wonderful from a parent's perspective and from a leader's perspective. Seeing all of the kids that you've mentored and brought up is fabulous.
With summer-like temperatures on a fall weekend, the rides and fairgrounds a popular spot.
It's my first time at the Metcalfe Fair. I was very impressed with all the animals, especially the horses. It was really nice.
I would say I like the wrestling and the heifers. And, it's just nice to see people out.
Flowers and baked treats also on display for the judges.
We just came in and we have to explore what else are there. But basically for the amusement centers here. Let's go!
Families taking in a horror show, while horses showed their best to the crowd. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
I'm just smiling from ear to ear watching that report. Natalie did such a great job, and it was just so beautiful.
I know. I can't imagine, like, Metcalfe Fair, 169 years. That could potentially be the warmest it's ever been to end the Metcalfe Fair with a record-breaking high yesterday. So when you take that into account, I think most people are probably very excited and a little confused because it's really 30 degrees at Metcalfe Fair for those that go every year.
Really, really hot, and it's a great way to end off that whole fair season, and I love it. You see all the families and folks enjoying so many different things, whether it's the farm animals, the rides, the eats, very good as well. And then, like you said, all under this incredibly hot sky, temperatures. You just need a t-shirt, nothing more than that.
No, and those fairs are so fun because there's something for everyone based on what you want to do, a little bit of amusement rides, or again, the animals are always so good for the families and the kids. And we're still kids at heart, all right? So even when we go, animals is usually the first spot you go to, and then a little bit of that delicious food.
No doubt about it. And this weekend was really something special. Like, you got the weather, record-breaking weather, and then, well, you got the Panda games and the GGs losing, to Carleton. Finally, Carleton coming up with the W.
I know.
Love it.
It was nice to see, too. I was at Lansdowne just at the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah.
Prior to the game going on, and it was calm, it was tapered, there was nothing crazy at that point. We'll have to wait for the statistics to come out later.
All right. Okay, Canada's iconic coffee chain is charging more, reflecting a wider trend of jittery coffee prices. In a statement to CTV News, a Tim Hortons spokesperson said the restaurant chain is raising coffee prices for the first time in 3 years. We're going to check in right now with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush. Bill, you got your coffee? Right? Like, is it costing you a little bit more here? What's going on?
Well, my coffee at home's costing me a hell of a lot more than the increase we're seeing at Tim Hortons. I think good for them. I think they're taking a real hit here, and they're squeezing the prices up a little bit. I can't imagine them making much money on coffee. I mean, they haven't raised their prices in 3 years, and the price of coffee itself has doubled in that same time period. So what are you talking about, Tim Hortons? Average $2 a cup.
Yeah.
You're going to see a 3-cent increase. I doubt most Canadians will notice. And that's the sad part of all of this, is that there might have been a time when people would be furious that Tim Hortons raised the price of a cup of coffee because they're so important to our culture, right? It's so Canadian feeling. It's so vital. And if they raise their price of coffee, people would get mad. But the price of everything has gone up so much in the last few years that I think most people will basically not even notice, and coffee is still relatively cheap at Tim Hortons. I think they just use it to make you pay too much for a croissant when you're in line to get the coffee at the same time. So, no, I don't think they're being unreasonable with this at all. But, it's really telling. Part of this is about the weather. Some say climate change means that we'll never see cheap coffee again. But tariffs are also involved here because the product goes to the U.S. to be roasted and then purchased here in Canada. So tariffs have increased the cost as well. So maybe our prime minister, when he's meeting with Donald Trump tomorrow, will pull that miracle we were all promised during the election campaign. He'll go to the White House with his elbows up and come back with a better deal for all Canadians. I wouldn't hold my breath. I would just pass the Tim Hortons and enjoy your coffee as best you can. That's the route I would go.
Hey, Bill, maybe we can meet up once again, 692 Coffee in Manotick for, a little cup of joe.
Yeah, and you're going to pay a lot more for it than you will at Tim Hortons, but then there's a vibe. You're paying for the atmosphere and the good company as well.
There you go. Love it. Absolutely. Hey, Bill, have a great day, great show, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Okay, see you guys in the drive-thru.
And remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Still ahead, the Toronto Blue Jays' incredible weekend. Home runs propel the Jays out to a 2-game lead over the Yankees. Oh, so exciting. We'll have more details on that. And here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning. It is still dark out there, but at least it's warm. We're sitting at 14 degrees with a high of 30 degrees later on this afternoon.
Welcome back, everybody. This is a fun topic today on Your Morning Ottawa. We are asking for your comments, and you're going to want to share it with us because you have to let it out, and you know that you want to tell us.
Okay.
What is something that you splurge on no matter the cost. Oh, wow. This is a good one. Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. So what do we think, guys? Who wants to take this one first?
Man. Melissa, you want to go first?
Yes, I will gladly take this. So for me, one of the things, skincare. You know, like sometimes skincare could be really expensive. However, if I see someone who had some IPL laser and she's seeing great results, I am like, I'm sold. Like, I will spend the $1,000 to get my skin looking airbrushed and perfect so I don't have to wear as much makeup. So, like, I am sold on skincare or like spa services, that kind of thing. I don't really hold back if there's a high cost associated with that. I'm kind of like, give me the good skin. I'll pay for it.
You're not even looking at the price.
No.
You're like, wait, this feels good. It works well.
I look a little bit,
it.
but then if I see that someone's done it and it just has made a difference, then I'm like, ooh, I'll try it.
So you've got all the skincare in the world in column A, but then every possible shoe you could ever want in column B, you're going skincare?
I do own a lot of shoes. That was like really close second. However, some of them aren't super expensive.
Got it. Okay.
I have a few, exclusive shoes in the club, and then I have my cheapies that I wear more regularly.
High-low, mix match.
Yeah,
what do you got, Rosie?
Okay, so along the same lines here, hair care products.
Yes.
I don't even look at the price. I go, oh, wait, this is for curly girls, and it works. Boom. I just go, give me 2 of these, 1 of these, 5 of these. I honestly don't look at the price, actually, because I know. I mean, this one brand that I've been using for years, and I just continue to buy it.
Right.
Shampoo, conditioner, curl cream, gel. Yes, you name it. So along the lines of you, Melissa, you got your skincare, I got the hair care, and no, I actually don't look at the price.
Yeah,
and it works for me. So there you go.
Sometimes that's better. I would probably say like what I've always splurged on would be like gym clothes, like gym clothes and gym shoes. It's just you get into like one brand that you like, and then it's like a huge haul, and it's phases. I've actually been pretty good for the last like 6 or 7 months where I haven't bought much. But then when those phases hit, like the bank account just goes down and down and down. And then I started thinking more, but that's something that I don't, like whatever the checkout is, it's just like, it's gym clothes, it's fun.
I wear them all the time.
Yeah. There you go. All right, we're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking, what is something you splurge on no matter the cost? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Still ahead, we've got your chance to win $20,000. Keep an eye out for our code for today's word. And the price of coffee is heading higher at a favorite Canadian coffee shop. We've got more on that, and we will be right back after this short break at 6:27 on your Monday. Good morning, Ottawa. Good morning, happy Monday. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we are in store for another hot day. That summer-like weather that we saw over the weekend continues into our Monday.
Just keep bringing that great news.
Exactly, yeah.
Could even break a record possibly today. It's going to get that warm.
Very likely we will break a record late this afternoon.
Woo, back-to-back October record-setting highs.
Right?
No complaints amongst the three of us.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, we're going to get to today's top stories right now. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today about a possible Gaza ceasefire. Discussions in Egypt are expected to focus on the proposed exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called this the closest negotiators have come to getting all the hostages released.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today to set a talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump for tomorrow. This is Carney's second trip to the White House since becoming the Prime Minister last spring. According to a government source, Carney will be pushing for some relief for the steel and aluminum sectors that are hit hard by Trump's tariffs. The meeting also comes as the U.S. is set to impose an extra 10% tariff on Canada's softwood lumber sector, taking place next week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Polyev says that under the current Liberal rules, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, leading to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are two of the groups that have been thrown in to support the bill. Parliament is set to vote this week on whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Leadership Summit wraps up today in Quebec City.
The only way forward is to always strengthen our ties and collaboration.
Quebec Premier François Legault yesterday calling for stronger ties. The summit brings together premiers and state governors on both sides of the border. Talks are focusing on economy, defense, and tariffs. Premier Legault and Ontario Premier Doug Ford will wrap the summit with a press conference later today.
Well, after a convincing 10-1 win in Game 1 of the Alds, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking for more of the same in Game number 2 against the New York Yankees.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam for
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Jays' first ever grand slam in Jays postseason history. Jays rookie pitcher Trey Savage was outstanding with 11 strikeouts and a walk through 5-1-3 innings. Toronto takes Game 2, 13-7. The Jays will go for the series sweep in Game 3 tomorrow in New York. First pitch is set for just after 8 o'clock. Well, one man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in the city's south end. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in opposite ditches with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Auto paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transported to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported, and the cause of the crash is under investigation.
Quebec's law about planned obsolescence is now in effect. That means manufacturers are not allowed to sell items that are designed to fail after a certain lifespan. Shoppers should be given the information they need to maintain and fix whatever they buy and extend warranties for several years. And companies have to make spare parts and repair services available at a reasonable price. The law also sets out an expected lifetime for appliances. Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. This is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imported 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, with most coming from the U.S. And we spoke to Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on this topic, and we got his thoughts. Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 1940s. This is much warmer than the typical Oktoberfest day, which is usually 15 degrees.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer because we're still giving away that $20K. And guess what? It's time for your daily code word.
Oh, imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless.
We have got today's code word, and it is very fitting for your comments. It's shop. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter code word SHOP along with your information for your chance to win Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Tune in tomorrow, though, because we will have a brand new code word for you. Good luck to everybody.
Exciting.
A good word to use for what probably people would spend it on.
Yes,
Shop.
yes, shop. Well, today's code word is hot for the weather forecast, because that's what we're dealing with. Hot conditions again today. We could set a record for being the hottest October 6th. So we broke a record yesterday. We could break another one today, just to show you how hot it is for this beginning of October. Dealing with a few clouds out there this morning, not to worry, sunny and very hot into the afternoon, but temps, they will drop this week. So enjoy today, because this is the last sunny, hot day on the way for us in the forecast. Temps already sitting at 14 degrees this morning to start off your day, so quite mild this morning. Later on in the week, we're going to see temperatures starting around 1 degree, so dropping to 1 degrees into your overnight. So enjoy the milder weather this morning, quite warm across the region. Partly cloudy conditions to start things off. On your drive-in, nothing that will obstruct your drive-in. We will see, pardon me, partly cloudy conditions this morning. Then on your drive home, it will be nice and sunny. So we will see that sunshine into your afternoon today, and absolutely hot conditions on the way. We could break a record. 30 degrees is your daytime high for today. The last record was set back in 2005 at 26.2, so likely we will break that sometime later on this afternoon. Hot conditions across the region, temperatures ranging from the low 20s all the way to 30 degrees for us here in the city. Same with Gatineau, 28 in Petawawa, as well as in Motron, Blanc, and Kitigan-Zibi for today. Then in the 7-day forecast, you'll see the shift in temperatures. Tomorrow, not so bad. 24 is your daytime high. We are expecting it to be a little bit wet. Overnight into your early morning hours is when we could see that rain. 5 up to 10 millimeters in the forecast. Some sunshine late in the afternoon for Tuesday. Then on Wednesday and through Thursday, that's when temperatures will take a little bit of a nosedive. You'll see a little bit below seasonal for the first time in quite some time. Daytime highs of only 13 degrees for Wednesday. Thursday, it will be nice and sunny, but check out those overnight lows, dropping all the way to 1 degree. So we're approaching that freezing mark on Wednesday overnight. It will be a cool start to your day on Thursday. As we head into towards the weekend, more seasonal-like conditions for this time of the year, just a little bit above seasonal. Sunny skies on Friday. Into the weekend, we will see warmer conditions, a bit of rain on Saturday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And we do have a collision now southbound on Island Park at the Kitchie-Zibi-Meakin Parkway, so keep that in mind on your drive-in. Other than that, no major issues to report this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, coming up in Your Morning Ottawa, we are going to be telling you about the big stories that we are covering throughout the morning and continuing this afternoon. But also, it was a big weekend for running, including the RBC race for the kids. We'll give you the details and the totals coming up after we take a peek through our sky cam. And again, clear skies, above seasonal temperatures for now, but it will not be lasting as we get to midweek. Full details coming up. It is 6:40 a.m. on your Monday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today. Canada's iconic coffee chain Tim Hortons is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices. And Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime. Your full forecast is coming up. We're going to take a peek at your morning weather. Melissa.
A hot day on the way with lots of sunshine for your Monday. A daytime high of 30 degrees today, so way above seasonal. And yes, we could break a record for being the warmest October 6th. Into your day tomorrow, temperatures will stay warm with a high of 24. We are expecting some rain starting overnight, continuing into your early morning hours tomorrow. About 5 to 10 millimeters in total. Then on Wednesday, the sunshine is back, but cooler temps on the way. We will be a little bit below seasonal on Wednesday with a daytime high of 13. On your roads this hour, we are seeing a collision still southbound on Island Park at the Kitchie-Zibi-Meakin Parkway. Other than that, the highways are moving well this hour.
Sunday morning was full of energy, smiles, and a whole lot of running. Not only did thousands of runners participate in the CIBC Race for the Cure, thousands more ran and raised over $1 million for CHEO during the RBC Race for the Kids. CTV's Josh Morano reports.
At Wesley Clover Park, thousands of people have their running shoes on ready to go for the RBC Race for the Kids.
We were pretty amped leading up to the whole race, so we're ready to just get out there and have fun and do our best. So it's nice that it's for charity. It makes it so much better.
The annual event is CHEO's largest fundraising campaign, offering a 2, 5, and 10-kilometer run. For many like Cam George, the day is a chance to give back to CHEO.
My sister spent some time in CHEO as a kid, so it was a wonderful way to give back to CHEO and, show some thanks because they definitely pulled off some miracles in there. And, I wanted to raise some money and come out and have a good time and show support.
For the kids, of course, going through what all they have to go through and just being supportive in the best way we can.
It is a wonderful event. Welcome to any first-timers who are joining us this morning.
CTV Ottawa's own Patricia Bowl emceeing the event, sending the over 3,000 runners on their way. The money raised is helping support the hospital's redevelopment plan that includes expanding the emergency department, overhauling operating rooms, and creating more mental health spaces.
We're really trying to make sure that we provide all the funding that we need to the hospital so that they can grow and expand and build the facility for the future for the kids and the families that we serve. And so we're hoping that we'll exceed last year's $830,000 target. It was a record last year. We're hoping we can surpass that again this year.
Over $1 million raised, smashing last year's total, and for George, happy to be a part of surpassing the goal for all the help CHEO gave his family.
I can't say enough good things. All the nursing staff and doctors, it was truly a miracle what they did. They were there every step of the way. My parents continue to speak highly, and that was almost 30 years ago now. So, they obviously made a long-lasting impression.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we ask for your comments on what is something you splurge on no matter the cost. And here's what some of you had to say. Elaine says, I will splurge on almost anything I like no matter the cost. Okay, Elaine, you go.
I love that, Elaine.
That's a great answer. Just everything. Roger says, gotta say my kicks.
Oh,
yes.
I want to know what kind of kicks Roger's wearing. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
right?
maybe it's nothing too fancy, but it's just an array of the same, Jordans or high tops, whatever they might be. Kick game is on point.
And because I usually find if you like a brand, you stick with that brand and you buy a lot in that brand.
For sure, yeah.
Carrie says, every season I gift myself a day at the spa. A facial massage, mani and pedi. It doesn't make me feel physically great. It does make me feel physically great. It's also wonderful for my mental health.
Yeah.
I love that, Carrie.
Relax. Give yourself some time. Some me time. There you go. Debbie says, I don't splurge on daily items, but at Christmas, a dark loaded fruitcake from the bagel shop on Wellington Street is a must, and it's all for me. Problem is, I can eat that $25 cake in one day.
I love that, Debbie.
Debbie, you're telling us some truth there, spilling some tea. I love it. Go ahead, enjoy that fruitcake on Christmas.
Amazing.
Debbie, your cake is my family-size bag of Miss Vicky's chips. It's all or nothing.
Yes.
The whole bag, the whole cake is gone. It's just not worth it.
I'm like, now we got to get that fruitcake in our Your Kitchen segments for Christmas and learn what the hoopla is all about.
There you go. All right, we're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking, what's something that you splurge on no matter the cost? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Well, still ahead, a preview of the artist playing the Super Bowl halftime show. Bad Bunny hosts Saturday Night Live, and you know what? Addresses the critics who asked whether he's the best choice or not for the Super Bowl.
Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street this morning, waiting for that sun to wake up. But temps right now sitting at 14 degrees, a high of 30 later on this afternoon.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Ready to reap what you've sown this season? Join us every Friday for the best gardening tips from local experts to help your yard flourish into fall.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
And it is time for your morning fix. And over the weekend, Bad Bunny mocked backlash to his Super Bowl halftime gig on SNL.
You might not know these, but I'm doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And I think everyone is happy about it. Even Fox News.
Bad Bunny is my favorite
musician,
and he should be the next president.
During his monologue, the musician didn't shy away from the backlash that stemmed from the recent announcement that he'd be the next Super Bowl halftime show. However, Bad Bunny is fresh off a long residency of concerts solely performed in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
I love that he hit it head on, right? He's like, listen, there's backlash. People aren't loving the idea of me. But, you know, I'm going to take that and run with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think that it helps him. For all the people that weren't happy with him, now it's like, oh, okay, he can make fun of himself. Maybe now I'll tune in and I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. And I don't like to, judge it until I've seen it. So I was kind of shocked with the pick because there was some other names floating around that I thought, oh, that made sense. Mm-hmm. But I want to see him perform, and then I'll be the judge after, right?
He's got a following of millions.
Oh, yeah. He is
he's known as the king of Latin trap, and his music, and most of it is in Spanish.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be mostly performed in Spanish, and I guess that's what has some people going, what? Wait? But hey,
it does get you up and moving.
Famous Puerto Rican. There you go.
Peaky Blinders fans are going to be doubly blessed. Netflix has announced that they have ordered 2 6-episode seasons of a sequel to the hit series from the show's creator, Stephen Knight. According to the streaming giant, the story takes place in Britain in 1953. After being heavily bombed in World War II, Birmingham is building a better future out of concrete and steel. Further teasing that the race to own Birmingham's massive reconstruction project becomes a brutal contest of mythical dimensions.
I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have watched this show at all, but it's just so captivating. And Cillian Murphy is, that's as good as it gets for a show like this. So I was very excited when I saw that not just one, but they've greenlit 2 seasons. And I think that show will be really good.
I got to watch it because I'm a massive fan of Cillian Murphy. So, and I know that he's in his prime right there in that series. So, and now they've got 2 more seasons coming up, right?
You are locked in for like a good month and a half of binging with all the seasons. Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna do it. Gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm not even gonna try because I just know I don't have time.
As soon as you sit down, the kids will be like, Mom.
Or I'm like, it's 8:30. I gotta go to bed. On the final day of Oktoberfest, 6.5 million people made the trip to Munich to take in the festivities. It was the 190th edition of Oktoberfest, and officials say guests drank a total of 6.5 million liters of beer. They also snacked on chicken and gingerbread. The festival originates from a horse race to celebrate the Bavarian crown prince's wedding in 1810.
Had some friends that went this year.
Oh, yeah.
They were sending me videos. It looks like a riot. Such a fun time.
Oh, yeah. Everybody happy and drinking and eating and, just having a good time together.
There you go. Drinking a lot, too. 6.5 million liters
We should take the show on the road. What do you guys think?
All right, here's a look at what's coming up on the show. The next hour at 7:10, we will hear from Andrew Holmes from Sleep Efficiency about a local MP's bill to do away with daylight saving time changes. At 7:40, are you living a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget? Mark Rouleau from Doyle Saluski helps us rein in our spending in our Money Monday segment. And at 7:45, we are learning more about unconventional home ownership arrangements as the cost of owning a home goes up. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Gorgeous looking start to the day, and it looks like it's going to be another warm one. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa.
not complain about the heat, even though it's a little bit more than I anticipated. But at this point, I'll take anything I can get, especially when it comes to nice weather in the fall.
Midsummer weather in the fall, record-setting temperatures in October. When will the heat break?
Let's go, Ravens! Yeah!
A decades-old rivalry between two universities on the field. The annual Panda game between Ottawa and Carleton breaks a winning streak.
And we have a tour of the Rideau Sports Center with endless activities 4 seasons of the year, inside and out. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Happy Monday. Welcome. I'm Rosie Eden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And Rosie, I saw you doing a little pickleball there. How was that?
I think that was my first time playing
Yeah.
pickleball.
Whoa.
And I loved it.
Amazing.
Loved it. It's really fast because the court is teeny tiny and the ball comes right at you. Had a blast.
Ooh, I can't wait to
really,
see
really
that.
nice. Real fun tour there at the Rideau Sports Center, and it's open to all.
You'd better watch out because there are a lot, and I mean a lot of people here in the building that have, there's multiple pickleball leagues, there's fill-ins, so if they see that footage of you,
Yeah.
you're going to be getting some calls.
You're right, and I see why
Yeah.
folks love it there. So that's coming up a little bit later
love
on
that.
in the show, but first we're going to get to today's top stories. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today about a possible Gaza ceasefire. Discussions in Egypt are expected to focus on the proposed change of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called this the closest negotiators have come to getting all the hostages released.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today, setting up trade talk with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow. This is Carney's second trip to the White House since becoming Prime Minister last spring. According to a government source, Carney will be pushing for some relief for the steel and aluminum sectors that are hit hard by Trump's tariffs. The meeting also comes as the U.S. is set to impose an extra 10% tariff on Canada's softwood lumber sector next week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Poilievre says under the current Liberal rules, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, which is leading to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are two of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. Parliament is set to vote this week on whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Leadership Summit wraps up today in Quebec City.
The only way forward is to always strengthen our ties and collaboration.
Quebec Premier François Legault yesterday calling for stronger ties. The summit brings together premiers and state governors on both sides of the border. Talks are focusing on economy, defense, and tariffs. Premier Legault and Ontario Premier Doug Ford will wrap the summit with a press conference later today.
After a convincing 10-1 win in Game 1 of the Alds, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking for more of the same in Game number 2 against the New York Yankees.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam.
I think I might have seen this shot in 6 different POVs from all the friends at the game. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Jays' first ever grand slam in Jays postseason history. Jays rookie pitcher Trey E. Savage was outstanding with 11 strikeouts and a walk through 5 in third innings. Toronto's take Game 2 13-7. The Jays will go for the series sweep in Game 3 tomorrow in New York. First pitch is set for just after 8 o'clock. One man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in the city's south end. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in opposite ditches with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Ottawa paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transported to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported at this time, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. Now, this is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imported 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, with most coming from the U.S. Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 1940s. Much warmer than the typical Oktoberfest day, which is usually about 15 degrees.
After 6 straight wins for the GGs, the Ravens finally snapped their losing streak, winning 20-14 and taking back Panda game bragging rights.
Let's go Ravens! Yeah!
Sore. The game, which has had a reputation for leading to a little bit of, we'll call them uncertain times and destructive behavior after parties in student neighborhoods. But it's been tamer over the last couple of years with no notable problems arising after the match. The GGs have won the Panda game 7 times since 2013, and the Ravens had won 5 times.
Some cool canines wearing their Sunday's best at a fancy fashion show.
Bravo, give it up, Roby!
Our very own Stefan Keys was hosting the event. Some of the costumes that made it on the runway include Alien, Taco, Trump, Galinda, and Alpha and Cow.
First place won toys and treats. Second, a $100 gift card to Purdy Paw Spa. Third, more treats and toys. Oh my goodness, so cute.
Look at that, so sweet. And they don't seem to mind the costumes. I know my dog, when I used to dress her up in fashion, she would sit there and look at me with this face like, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere,
I don't like this. Only her winter jacket, because she knew then she was going outside, so.
And it's funny too, because some dogs like love it, and then others like, please don't put anything on.
The best is when you put on the shoes and they're like, like a little deer.
Off, right? Yeah, that's funny.
We also have your weather picture of the day, and this was sent to us from Eva. It's a sunrise on the Kamaniskig Lake featuring a beaver transporting brush to a dam he's building.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful picture. Thank you so much for sending that in to us.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
We want to hear from you. Of course, send us your weather pictures. You can see it right here on the show. The best way to reach us is email weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that's weathershots@ctv.ca. And temps right now, pretty mild to start things off. We're already in the double digits so far this morning, sitting at 13 degrees here in the city. Slightly cooler in Cornwall, sitting at 9, same with in Trenton, 15 already in Montreal. So our daytime highs should be around 50 degrees, and we're almost sitting there throughout our morning hours just to show you how hot it will be later on this afternoon. A little bit cloudy out there this morning, but very sunny into the day ahead and climbing all the way to a high of 30 degrees. So 15 degrees above the norm into the afternoon. We could break a record today for being the warmest October 6th. The last record was set back in 2005 at 26.2. So we'll likely smash it later on this afternoon. And you can see quite hot across the region. Temperatures ranging from 23 all the way up to 30 for us here in the city. Sitting at 13 degrees, 14 degrees this morning. So temperatures fluctuating a little bit, but we are seeing that sunshine to kick off your morning. A few clouds out there as well. And we will see a major shift in temps middle of the work week. Tomorrow, not so bad temperature-wise. 24 is the daytime high. We are expecting some rain, 5 to 10 millimeters. As we head to Wednesday, Thursday, lots of sunshine, but much cooler temps will actually be a little bit below seasonal for the middle of the work week. Overnight lows quite cool, dropping all the way to 1 degree overnight Wednesday. As we head towards the weekend, it will be nice and warm and sunny.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
And the collision southbound at Island Park and the Kitchie-Zibi-Meakin Parkway has been cleared. Eastbound, we're seeing heavy delays between the 416 and Woodruff, backups between Maitland and Parkdale. Westbound, backups between Innis and the 417 split, congestion between Champlain and the Sir George Cartier Parkway. Light delays at Blair this morning.
Today is the United Nations World Habitat Day, and over the weekend, Ottawa hosted a first-of-its-kind event, the Race to End Homelessness. The event kicked off with 1, 5, and 10-kilometer routes, all with the goal of ensuring everyone has access to shelter. CTV's Camille Wilson has the details.
We can't go fast enough, the motto for the first ever Race to End Homelessness in Ottawa. It's an event that hits close to home for Michelle Gilbo.
40 years ago, myself homeless, this is a cause that's very dear to my heart, and I'm so excited my family came out to support it with me.
1, 5, and 10K distances, raising awareness, funds, and uniting the community to address homelessness.
With 2 youths at home and knowing how many, youth are now experiencing homelessness, I thought it was important to come here to represent and to raise awareness for the cause.
I'm here to support the cause, but also my mom, because she's running, so I want to run with her.
The race raising more than $28,000.
We need a city that is mobilized to end homelessness, and this race is an example of that. There are way more people who care about this issue, who want to be involved but don't necessarily know how.
The race is meant to also highlight the people and agencies on the ground to end homelessness, including the mayor's recent commitment to ending youth homelessness by 2030.
There's nothing more important than everyone having a safe place to sleep at night, a place to call home, and especially for young people in Ottawa, it breaks my heart to know that there are dozens of young people who have nowhere to stay.
Each step towards a future where everyone has a home.
We live in Centertown, so we really see the lived experience of homelessness right up front.
Chose Capital Rainbow Refuge as the charity amongst Alliance to End Homelessness's umbrella. So to help refugees who are LGBTQ2 spirit get a place to stay in Ottawa.
Being part of the movement and finishing strong for this family.
It was awesome. A lot of people, a lot of encouragement. It was great.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe has yet to lay out concrete plans to reach his goal of ending youth homelessness in Ottawa by 2030. The measures will be outlined in the city's 2026 budget, set to be unveiled next month. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Coming up, even though we are going to enjoy possibly record-breaking temperatures here in Ottawa, there is a place where the daytime high today will be warmer than here. We're going to take you to a sandals resort in Jamaica, where Ashley and Gord with Pure Country 94 are spending the week. All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Gorgeous pink and purple sky to start off the day. You're watching CTV Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Happy Monday.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today. Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today, set to talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow. And Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime. Your full newscast is in 15 minutes, but first, a check on the forecast.
A beautiful day for us here in Ottawa, and we could break a record for being the warmest October 6th with a daytime high of 30 degrees later on this afternoon. Currently sitting at 13 degrees this morning, seeing lots of sunshine today. Overnight dropping down to 17. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. No major issues on the roads, and we are collision free right now. Traffic starting to build in those usual slowdown spots. Rosie.
Ashley and Gord from Pure Country 94. They're just hanging out at Sandals, South Coast in White House, Jamaica. They're doing it all week long, and we're going to be checking in with them each morning right here on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. We have to say good morning to Ashley and Gord. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. Good morning. This is gorgeous. Tell us about this beautiful day. Tell us about where you are. Ashley and Gord, it looks like we don't have your sound, and it looks amazing where you are, but unfortunately we cannot hear you. We were working on the technical aspects. So listen, we're going to throw to some B-roll here to show our folks here, our viewers, where you are and what you are enjoying. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You're at Sandals, South Coast in Jamaica, white sand beach. Oh my gosh, the water looks pristine. The weather looks amazing. You all are so lucky to be there. You're going to be there all week long. That is Ashley and Gord enjoying the beautiful, oh my gosh, the beautiful scenery there in Jamaica, and it looks like we've got your sound, so maybe you can fill in the rest here. Ashley and Gord, take it away. Let's see if we got your sound.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Woo! Got it.
Yeah, there we go. We got it working. But yes, this is beautiful Sandals, South Coast in Jamaica. And what you're seeing right now is a 2-mile stretch of white sand beach. And because we are in the South Coast, you're getting these incredible views in the morning of the sunrise. And then everyone comes out at nighttime and they're watching the incredible sunset. It does sort of feel like your own little secluded private space. And let's talk about Sandals.
It's parody. It's
amazing.
3 different large pools where you can hang out during the day. The water it's up there and it's perfect temperature.
The food, 9 restaurants, and then they've got these 2 food trucks. Gord was at the with the Chicken Dippers food truck yesterday trying the spicy jerk chicken. He does recommend having a glass of milk on standby for when you do that. He learned his lesson. But we want you to experience Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. So as Rosie told you, we are going to be here broadcasting live all week and giving you an opportunity to win that all-inclusive trip for 2, Sandals South Coast. If you want to get closer to the Caribbean, this is what you need to do. You need to head to ctvottawa.ca and enter this code word. Listen closely. You're looking at it, beach. Beach.
There you have it. That's the code word, beach. So you can win an incredible trip to Jamaica, courtesy of Pure Country 94 and Ashley and Gord. Ashley, Gord, have a fantastic time. We're going to be checking in with you throughout the week. This place looks absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for that. Get ready for an incredible dream experience. All right, you could be right there at Sandals. Once again, South Coast in beautiful White House, Jamaica. So once again, they're giving away an all-inclusive trip for 2. So you got to watch all week for your daily code word. The more you watch, the more chances you have to win this incredible getaway. And like Ashley said, today's code word is beach. Head over to ctvottawa.ca right now and enter for your chance to win. With Sandals Resorts, get closer to the Caribbean. Don't forget, you can listen to Ashley and Gord on the morning pickup weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. Coming up, if you are struggling to stay on budget, you may need to adjust your spending, and we are going to tell you how. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. It's going to be another gorgeous, hot day. You're watching CTV Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa.
Dream big with Move 100. Now, dream $20,000 bigger. Starting next week, listen for your chance to win $20,000. Dream big, win bigger with Ottawa's Move 100. Hey.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barrhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Pure Country 94, Ottawa's country music station. Pure access to the biggest stars and the hottest songs. After all the bars are closed. Download the free iHeartRadio app to listen to Pure Country everywhere.
Ready to reap what you've sown this season? Join us every Friday for the best gardening tips from local experts to help your yard flourish into fall.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And normally I'd be very jealous, you know, when we see someone live from the beach at a Sandals resort in Jamaica. But with the forecast we've been having, I'm like, it's like we have some of that heat up here this weekend and into today.
We are matching their heat.
Exactly.
That was Ashley and Gord from Pure Country 94. They're enjoying themselves in Jamaica all week long.
Yes.
They had a little technical issues, but didn't seem to bother them too much. They were enjoying the beach. But the weather, I tell you, it's comparable, Melissa.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
Just don't have that beach humidity and that salty feeling air, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would probably, you know, I'll still take the beach. I think a little bit because I'm a beach bum, but it does make the sting a little bit less when we have conditions like we've had. Yesterday, breaking daytime high. Today, potentially another daytime breaking high record. And to go along with the beautiful fall colors, I will say that's what I think I've enjoyed the most is like out there, you know, with a t-shirt and shorts or a tank top, whatever it might be, a bathing suit, and just enjoying the fall colors outside. Like that combination, it's a little rare.
Yeah, I'll tell you when we will be jealous, though. Wednesday overnight, conditions can fall to 1 degree. So we're hovering that freezing mark. So Thursday morning when we check in with them, we might be a little like,
okay.
Hey,
we're going to be salty,
Okay, so you're saying enjoy. Take it in
today. Please do. That is your fair warning that it's going to change quickly.
All right, thank you for that, Melissa. We're going to get to today's top stories. Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take place in Egypt today about a possible Gaza ceasefire. Discussions in Egypt are expected to focus on the proposed exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called this the closest negotiators have come to getting all the hostages released.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today to talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow. This is Carney's second trip to the White House since becoming prime minister last spring. According to a government source, Carney will be pushing for some relief for the steel and aluminum sectors hit hard by the Trump tariffs. The meeting also comes as U.S. is set to impose an extra 10% tariff on Canada's softwood lumber sector next week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Polyev says under the current Liberal rules, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, which leads to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are two of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. Parliament is set to vote this week on whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Leadership Summit wraps up today in Quebec City.
The only way forward is to always strengthen our ties and collaboration.
Quebec Premier François Legault yesterday calling for stronger ties. The summit brings together premiers and state governors on both sides of the border. Talks are focusing on economy, defense, and tariffs. Premier Legault and Ontario Premier Doug Ford will wrap the summit with a press conference later today.
After a convincing 10-1 win in Game 1 of the Als, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking for, we'll call it more of the same in Game number 2 against the New York Yankees.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam.
What you just watched was history in the making. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Jays' first ever grand slam in the Jays' postseason history. Jays rookie pitcher Trey Yesavage was outstanding with 11 strikeouts and a walk through 5 1/3 innings. Toronto takes Game 2 13-7. The Jays will go for the series sweep in Game 3 tomorrow in New York. First pitch is set for just after 8 o'clock. One man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in the city's south end. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor trailer and a pickup truck in opposite ditches with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Ottawa paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transported to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported, and the cause of the crash is under investigation.
Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. This is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imports 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, with most coming from the U.S. Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 40s. Much warmer than typical Oktoberfest day, which is 15 degrees.
A Colorado man's best pal is also his best hiking partner.
Every time I got my hiking bag, he would get like really ecstatic.
Come on, buddy. Thanks. Jonathan and his dog Jackson have taken on the state's toughest mountains, all more than 14,000 feet.
And amazingly, they've done all 58 of them in the States.
Wow, look at that.
I love that so much. It was so funny. I was going to say, I feel you, because my dog loves it, and my dog's name is Jax.
Oh,
so this is way too close.
Super close.
We're not doing anything like that yet.
I mean, this is,
cool.
that's incredible. Like, I'm all about bringing a hike, but that's like the next extremes with your dog.
Yeah, and you know what? Just strengthens that bond between the two as well. You know that just like goes beyond doing something like that together. The dog's probably just so happy. Like, where are we going?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a great day to get outside and go for a hike and see all the beautiful colors, the fall foliage. We're almost at peak in many areas throughout the neighborhood. So many beautiful spots that you can go and check out the beautiful fall leaves. However, it's going to feel more like summer while you're doing that. So can't complain with hot conditions, but beautiful fall colors. Partly cloudy skies this morning, sunny and hot into the afternoon. Enjoy today, because this is the last extremely hot day. Temperatures will gradually fall, especially towards the middle of the work week. We are still sitting at 13 degrees this morning, so we've seen temperatures fluctuating slightly. 18 in Kingston, 15 currently along Montreal. So not a bad looking start to your morning. Temperatures quite mild to start off your day. Partly cloudy conditions out there to start things off, and then into into the afternoon. Pure sunshine on the way and hot. 30 is your daytime high later on today. So 15 is the norm for this time of the year. We'll be 15 degrees above that here in the city. Could break a record for being the warmest October 6th. And we likely will smash that record because the last record was 2005, sitting at 26.2. So we should be a couple degrees above that. 30 as well in Gatineau, 28 for Montreal. And so for kids heading to recess today, dress like it's summer. Shorts and t-shirt weather definitely into your afternoon. Sunscreen as well. Temperature is already in the 20s to start off your early morning recess. Then as we head into the afternoon, that afternoon recess climbing all the way to a daytime high of 30 degrees. Over the next couple of days, you'll see that shift in temperatures. Tomorrow, some rain on the way, 5 to 10 millimeters. Not as hot with a high of 24. Then a drop in temps Wednesday and through Thursday, a little bit below the norm with highs of 13. Overnight lows dropping all the way to 1 Wednesday overnight. Into the weekend, it will warm up. Temperatures will be above seasonal and lots of sunshine. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time-saver traffic. Eastbound, we're seeing heavy delays between the 416 and Woodruff, backups between Maitland and Parkdale as well. Westbound, backups between Innis and the 417 split, and congestion on the Champlain and St. Georgetown Parkway this morning. Light delays at Blair.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Are you living a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget? That means living above our means, and that is why you are not meeting your financial goals. Joining us today is Mark Rouleau with Doyle Salewski to show us a little bit of, we'll call them some budgeting and some positive future tips. Good morning to you.
You got it. Good morning.
I love that. And we're going to start with that first because budgeting is super important. So we'll kind of touch on that 90-10 rule.
You got it. So I can't overestimate how important these basics are. I get a lot of questions coming into the office and people say, you know, all these things seem pretty basic, but the discipline to actually put them in place and execute on them, that's the key. So the 90% rule basically is don't spend more than you make. So the math is pretty simple. People generally know what they make. So let's use the person that makes $5,000 a month, right? So they say, okay, I've got this $5,000 coming in, and then go, 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 go. Well, the 90% rule says $4,500, so $500 of that, 10%, you shouldn't touch. So you've got $4,500 to spend that month out of that $5,000, as opposed to spending $55,000 and $6,000 because you're over budget in that case, right? And it's not a perfect science. That's what I always remind people too. It's not black and white. Budgeting is very gray because you've got ups and downs, you've got unexpected expenses, but that's okay. You can adjust for that as long as you're aware of it. But the 90% rule is one of those basic, simple rules to follow. So again, look at your income, multiply it by 90%, that's your maximum.
I love it too because like the budgeting, like you said, like it's such an important basic because this is the start of everything.
Absolutely.
What is your income and then how can we disperse the money evenly?
It's your map, right?
So monthly expenses. So what are some of the ones that primarily we need to focus on here?
Well, the buckets, the big ones, right? So you got your housing, you got your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, things like that. The second one is your transportation. Are you taking LRT? Are you Ubering? Are you got your own car? Insurance, car payments, things like that. And third thing is food. Food's a big one because it's not just groceries. It's, you know, buying stuff on the way home or eating out or ordering in, whatever it is. All those things add up, and the way you eat really drives how much you spend, because a lot of these little expenses, you're thinking your order Uber Eats, you know, 3 times a week. Well, that's more expensive than doing groceries. It's convenient, and you may need that time to time, and it's good to have. Fourth one is personal expenses, so your hobbies. You may have some life insurance in there, you have gym membership, whatever it might be. The fifth one is the big one. The fifth bucket is everything else, because people have, you know, different lifestyles, different needs. They may be saving for education or going on a trip or saving for holidays or, you know, whatever it might be, a down payment on a house. But those buckets are really important to identify because you can't budget without knowing where the money's going. And this is where you get into the next screen and knowing where your map is taking you.
Yeah, and it's really important, right? Because like you said, there's some flexibility in that 90-10 based on your monthly expenses and those personal items you were talking about.
Exactly.
And then something that I think everyone is accustomed to doing every now and then, but overspending can really get you in some trouble.
You can, and you can't know where you're going unless you go back and look where you've been. So the overspending is, again, you've got those categories now. You've got housing, food, personal, transportation. Where did I overspend? And why am I overspending? A lot of people use the coffee example. I personally hate that example, getting coffee every day. It's not the biggest expense you'll have. It's, you know, it's maybe the clothes you're buying, or maybe that trip you took, or maybe spending money on gifts or your kids or whatever it might be. But you have to look at each bucket separately and really identify and sit down with your partner, whoever's doing the planning with you, and say, okay, we need to make adjustments here. This is the tough part. This is the discipline part that's going to say, okay, now I know that 90% rule. Are we spending more than that $4,500 a month? If we're spending $5,500, then the debt's piling up. One of those buckets, by the way, the last bucket, the miscellaneous bucket, is debt. And that, if it gets going, that overflow just keeps going up and up and up. If you don't deal with it, then you're going to have issues, right? So,
and it's tough too, right? Because obviously in overspending, it's, you know, a lot of joy comes from some of that, but you have to do it within reason. And that's some negativity, but we're going to bring it back to the positive seat here.
I think, you know, once you have control over your finances, again, I can't overestimate this. We get people coming in to see us, and the first thing they tell us, why didn't I do this sooner? You know, it's not something that's fun. It's not something that's exciting like going for a walk or going to a Jays game or whatever it might be, but the benefits you get, the peace of mind you get, again, it's so relieving to see people coming back to us saying, thanks for the tools.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us these basic things that now I need to put in place. Once a month we sit down. It's a 15-minute conversation. You're getting a coffee anyway. So on that Saturday morning when you're just chatting with your spouse or your partner, have that conversation. Sometimes it's harder than others because you got to cut back, but sometimes you have extra. The nice thing about budgeting is it goes the other way too. Sometimes say, hey, we had some extra money this month. What do we do with it? And have a positive outlook on it.
I love that. You know, ironically enough, in our comment section today, it's what do you splurge on? So splurge, but in a very safe and, you know, we'll call it a good manner, because then you can have some enjoyment in it.
Exactly. Get something out of it for yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. Mark from Doyle Slutsky, we really appreciate your time, especially right now as prices continue to climb.
You're very welcome.
Melissa, over to you.
Well, coming up next, with some people looking to buy property with family and friends, what are some of the benefits and challenges, and what should folks consider before co-ownership? We check in with Jason Pilot from the Pilot Group coming up next. And he's standing by right there in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. It's going to be a gorgeous day ahead, a high of 30 later on this afternoon. Happy Monday. Well, it's no secret that homeownership in Canada is getting a little bit more expensive, and that's why we are seeing a change in co-ownership as well as multi-generational families. Here to tell us more about it, we have Jason Pilot from the Pilot Group. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about this trend of multiple people kind of being in on a mortgage or being in on a house.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing more of it, you know, whether it's just financial reasons or lifestyle choices. And we're definitely seeing it in different areas of the city than we would have in the past. It's moving a lot more. We were just talking about that, but it's definitely moving a lot more to the suburban pockets now. And that has to do with really the size of a lot of that housing.
Right.
It just facilitates a lot more options, right? So we're definitely seeing more of it.
So let's talk about some of the benefits of multi-generational living in a house.
Well, you have situations right now where you have parents that are, you know, doing a few things. Families are trying to support adult children who are trying to save for that first house, and then also preparing to potentially be caring for aging parents. And so we have those two things happening at once right now. We just had a situation where, you know, we had clients that had built an in-law suite in the basement to help take care of the aging parents, and that was saving them a lot of money on those monthly care costs. So that was a great situation there as an example.
So what are some more benefits of kind of this multi-generational living that we're seeing?
Well, I mean, you know, financial, lifestyle, just spending that time together. In some situations, it's great. You know, we've had situations where, again, you know, you've got aging parents, you've got, you know, health issues, and you need that support. You've got options to extend that family time together where they're having those big Sunday dinners much years later than they would have traditionally. And really just, you know, cost and lifestyle. You're also, one of the biggest benefits is it can allow you to get into an area or a product type that you may not be able to afford on your own. Whereas grouping everything together, now you're in a better area of the city. You've got a swimming pool. You've maybe got things that you wouldn't do on your own. Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit of a different shift. Co-owners as friends, where you're not from the same family, but you're friends and you decide to, let's buy this house together.
Yeah. Co-ownership, we're seeing a lot of that, particularly with first-time buyers.
Okay.
You know, it allows them to split that down payment.
Right.
It allows it to make the monthly costs a little bit more affordable. So we're seeing a lot of that. We had clients recently that bought, you know, a semi. One was living on each side, but it allowed them to pool costs for snow removal, grass cutting, you know, those types of things down the road. So just a much easier situation.
What are some advantages to maybe co-owning with a friend?
Well, I mean, you know, like anything else, it's just that, you know, relationship that you might have with them, cost savings down the road. you know, and just the ease of lifestyle, you know, that you're in together. Now, what you have to be cautious on is just planning down the road, too. You know, cohabitation agreements are becoming more popular as well. Okay. We've had situations where we had 2 clients in Centertown, they did this, they loved it, but one got transferred. And, you know, for work, and then there was no plan on what that looked like down the road.
Right.
So you definitely have to be aware of those types of situations as well.
And that's why it's best to talk to the professionals so they can help guide you, so they can help you, you know, plan for instances like that in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. And what's the best way to reach you?
PLNgroup.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Jason, for joining us today and helping us learn more about this trend, what we're seeing.
Thank you.
Will, over to you.
Well, Melissa, if you're looking to buy a home, we might have you covered at least for partially of that down payment, because guess what? We are still continuing to give away that $20,000. And it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with that extra 20 grand. Maybe you're interested in buying a home. Maybe you want to join Ashley and Gord from the Morning Pickup on Ottawa's Pure Country 94, and they are down at a Sandals Resort enjoying some beachy time. Whatever you want to do with that money, it's up to you. Today's code word is shop. Head over to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code that you see on the right side of your screen. Enter code word SHOP along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. But it's only Monday. You got to make sure you tune in tomorrow and the rest of the week, because we will have a brand new code word each and every day. Good luck. Well, coming up, your comments to the question, what are you willing to splurge on? We'll take a tour of the Rideau Sports Center as well, because maybe that's a good spot to maybe splurge yourself and enjoy some healthy, active lifestyle. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It is Monday. We are creeping up to 7:51. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And it is time for your milestone celebrations. And we are going to start off with a happy birthday to Nathan, who is 12 years old. This is with love from Mom, Dad, Joshua, Gus, Nanny, Grandpa, Grandma, and all of your aunts, uncles, and cousins who say you're growing up so fast, and we are so proud of you. We have a happy 7th birthday to Bella. Granny and Grandpa say they love you very much, and yes, they have your birthday list. Ooh, that's exciting, Bella. We have a happy 6th birthday to Maverick. Love from Nana, Papa, and Nona, and the whole family, including Tilly, Mika, and Harley. And we have a happy birthday to Isaac. This is with love from Mama, Baba, and Lucas. And of course, happy birthday to everybody celebrating today. And if you have a milestone, we would love for you to celebrate it with us. All you have to do is send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old or younger. And of course, those turning 100 years or more. We also do wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is email us your Morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. Well, coming up in the next hour, here's what we have on tap. At 8:25, we are kicking off our Fire Safety Week, to ensure your furnace is ready for fall. And our friends from WO Stinson & Son will stop by with those details. At 8:40, we are a week away from Thanksgiving, and that means it's pie season. Coming up, we have the best pies in the city joining us. And at 8:45, a cult classic is coming to the Shankman Arts Center for this Halloween. We'll give you a sneak peek. And we do have some guests hanging out in our Your Morning CTV Lazy Boy Lounge, and we'll be chatting with them coming up shortly. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:56. Here's a live look through our sky cam this morning. Temps sitting at 14 degrees with a high of 30 this afternoon.
It's Monday, October 6th.
We'll definitely not complain about the heat, even though it's a little bit more than I anticipated. But at this point, I'll take anything I can get, especially when it comes to nice weather in the fall.
Midsummer weather in the fall, record-setting temperatures in October. When will the heat break?
Deep left field. It is a grand slam.
That is history, what you've just seen. The Toronto Blue Jays, Canada's team, flying high after pounding the New York Yankees in back-to-back games. Not just a series lead, it is a statement.
And we have a tour of the Rideau Sports Center with endless activities 4 seasons of the year, inside and out, and Rosie's playing a little pickleball. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Rosie Edna.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we saw you playing a little pickleball. I'm sure the course will be packed today with the weather we're having, right?
Extending
the summer sports continue.
those outdoor activities. Because sometimes, in October, you can just pack it up. It's cold, forget it.
It's maybe sometimes we've probably had snow at this point, like a few little snowflakes and
definitely
winter tires, and haven't started thinking about any of that yet.
And you have to kind of start thinking about those things because this is very rare to see temperatures like this.
Yeah.
And I know those appointments will start to book up. So that's a great early thing. Just start thinking about it. Don't necessarily do anything yet because we still might break another.
Book the appointment. In a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
there you go.
Still enjoy it while we can.
Okay, so we're in for another gorgeous day today. Cannot wait for that forecast. But first, we're going to get to today's top stories. Egypt is hosting talks this morning, hoping for a possible Gaza ceasefire. Israeli officials and Hamas leadership will sit down for indirect talks. Qatar is also involved. Negotiations will center around a 20-point plan proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. The plan calls for Hamas to disarm, give up power in Gaza, and free all remaining hostages. Israel would in turn stop its offensive and withdraw from most of Gaza.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today, set to talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow. This is Carney's second trip to the White House since becoming Prime Minister last spring. According to a government source, Carney will be pushing for some relief for the steel and aluminum sectors that are hit hard by Trump's tariffs. The meeting also comes as the U.S. is set to impose an extra 10% tariff on Canada's softwood lumber sector next week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Poilievre says that under the current Liberal rules, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, which leads to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are two of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. Parliament is set to vote this week on whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Leadership Summit wraps up today in Quebec City.
The only way forward is to always strengthen our ties and collaboration.
Quebec Premier François Legault yesterday calling for stronger ties. The summit brings together premiers and state governors on both sides of the border. Talks are focusing on the economy, defense, and tariffs. Premier Legault and Ontario Premier Doug Ford will wrap the summit with a press conference later today.
After a convincing 10-1 win in Game 1 of the Odds, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking for more of the same in Game number 2 against the New York Yankees.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam.
The energy unmatched. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Jays' first ever grand slam in Jays postseason history. Jays rookie pitcher Trey Savage was outstanding with 11 strikeouts and a walk through 5 in the third innings. Toronto takes game number 2, 13-7. The Jays will go for the series sweep in game 3 tomorrow in New York. First pitch is set for just after 8 o'clock. One man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor and a pickup truck in the city's South End. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor and a pickup truck in opposite ditches, with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Ottawa paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transported to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. This is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imported 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, with most coming from the U.S. Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 40s. It was much warmer than the typical Oktoberfest day, which is usually 15 degrees.
A historic book market in Cairo has had some new life breathed into it.
The book market has been open since 1907. Recent renovations have modernized it, and there's now 133 kiosks.
Wow. Sellers used to lay their stock on the ground. The new design was chosen via a student competition, and it's part of a wider plan to revive this area of Cairo.
Beautiful.
Look at it. Kiosks filled with books.
And I love that it started as just a student initiative, and then here we are implementing it in reality. In the area. That's what those school projects are all about.
Practical application. Love that. And also loving the forecast, Melissa. Can't lie.
It's a good day to read a book outside, you know, maybe under a tree, get a little break from the sun, because it's going to be hot out there today.
We'll take
Hopefully you have lots of water on you if you are going to be planning some time outside, because it will be hot and sticky. Record-breaking temps yet again this afternoon, continuing from yesterday. Right now sitting at 13 degrees, so not a bad looking start to your morning. 18 for Kemptville, Brockville, 15 over in Montreal. Partly cloudy conditions to start things off, but sunshine into your afternoon, and lots of it on the way. Hot today as well. Look at all this yellow and orange on our screen. 30 degrees for us here in the city, so we're about 15 degrees above the normal temperatures for this time of the year, and we should break a record. The last one was 2005 at 26.2 degrees, so we'll likely smash it later on today. 28 for your high in Pembroke, out in Trenton 26, 23 in Kingston. They're the coolest spot in our region today at 23 degrees, but still above the norm. 28 for Petawawa, as well as in Kittagan-Zibi into your day ahead. Over the next 5 days, we'll see a real shift in temperatures as well. Tomorrow, still hot, but wet. We are expecting some rain early in the morning into your early afternoon. Could see some sunshine late in the day. 5 up to 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us on Tuesday. Then Wednesday and Thursday, the sunshine is back, but much cooler conditions, a little bit below the norm for the middle of the work week, and those overnight lows quite cool, dropping to 1 degree overnight Wednesday, warming up though Friday and in through your weekend forecast. On your drive in this hour, here's a live look at our time saver traffic. Still a collision on the 417 eastbound at Maitland. 417 eastbound is heavy delays between Maitland and Bronson. Moderate backups between Moody and Pinecrest. 417 westbound, heavy volume between Anderson and the 417 split. We're also seeing slowdowns building between Saint Laurent O'Connor. 174 westbound, congestion between the Champlain and the St. George Etienne Parkway this morning.
Oh, fair season wrapped up this weekend with the 169th annual Metcalfe Fair. The festive event in rural southern Ottawa brought hundreds of agricultural enthusiasts out for a weekend of family fun and tradition. CTV's Natalie Van Roy reports.
It's a weekend of fall fun at the Metcalfe Fair, an annual tradition for the Sloggett family.
I like to get the soup and the grilled mushrooms, and then we like to see all the exhibits and the fruits and vegetables, and I always like to spend time with my family.
We're just looking at all the nice food trucks and all the exhibits and the animals that they have here.
The 169th annual community custom marks the end of the fair season in Ottawa.
It's phenomenal. It's hot. The crowds are overwhelming. Everybody's here. We've got super events going on. We've got a dance tonight, events going on, fiddling and step dancing, square dance this evening.
A major component is the championship shows.
And, compete over who has the best cattle and the best vegetables and the best jams and jellies.
Brings the entire community together. It's always nice to see, you go and you see every single person, it's so nice seeing the community support each other.
And it was a memorable day for Emily Kelly, who was showing in the regional championship.
She did good. She was first in her class and second overall. It's wonderful from a parent's perspective and from a leader's perspective. Seeing all of the kids that you've mentored and brought up is fabulous.
With summer-like temperatures on a fall weekend, the rides and fairgrounds a popular spot.
It's my first time at the Metcalfe Fair. I was very impressed with all the animals, especially the horses. It was really nice.
I would say I like the wrestling and the heifers. And, it's just nice to see people out.
Flowers and baked treats also on display for the judges.
We just came in and we have to explore what else are there. But basically for the amusement centers here. Let's go!
Families taking in a horror show, while horses showed their best to the crowd. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Coming up next, we are kicking off our Fire Safety Week by ensuring your furnace is ready for fall. Our friends from W.O. Stinson & Sons, they stop by, and our guests standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. There they are. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's going to be a beautiful day. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to the show. I visited Ottawa's largest racket center, the Rideau Sports Centre. It's open to the public, no membership necessary, and all skill levels are welcome.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to see and do here. This is an incredible facility. Had so much fun.
It has been an extraordinary day, and you've done it all.
Okay, so tell me this. RSC, what's the main idea, the main theme of this center?
Well, Rideau Sports Centre came out of what was formerly known as Rideau Tennis Club. So it was a tennis club for 105 years. And about 8 years ago, the gates came down, open to the public, and so now no membership's required. And anyone can come at any time. We're the largest racket center in Ottawa, but anyone can come and take a program, take a class, rent a court.
Oh,
and we've got just about something for everyone.
You really do. I mean, there's yoga, which was such a wonderfully relaxing class, but there's different kinds of yoga that's available. And so are we talking about, do you have to be like a pro here to take yoga or even to play pickleball?
No, absolutely not. In fact, we've got over 100 classes every week for yoga and fitness, and it's all levels. And all throughout the day, all levels. So whether you are new, whether you're rehabilitating, whether you are strengthening, something for everyone. And even with pickleball and tennis, we really love the fact that adults can come who've never played before. Because usually with tennis, you're intimidated, you're scared. You're thinking, I would love to play, but I've never done it, I can't. Whereas now we have hundreds of people every week playing pickleball for the first time, playing tennis for the first time. And there's nothing more fun than seeing a group of people out, hitting the ball, but oftentimes hitting each other with the ball, or hitting the ball over the fence, or in here hitting the ceiling. But just the joy, absolute joy is what really encapsulates the place there.
This sports center, the Rideau Sports Center, has something for everyone, different sports, and you also cater to our palate.
Yes.
There's food here, too,
yes,
which is wonderful.
The Bridge Public House is a full restaurant and bar. We're open 7 days a week. And it's great. It's great to come after you've done a yoga class or played pickleball. But it's also a wonderful spot for a date night. We've got live music, we've got trivia nights, so it's really a place where the community and you don't have to be a member.
Well, I tell you what, the staff here and yourself at Rideau Sports Center has taken extraordinary care of me while I take on all these different sports. Thank you so much. What a wonderful tour.
Rosie, it has been an absolute ball, and can't wait to get you back.
I love that so much. Well, your morning just got a whole lot richer, and that's because we're giving away $20K. And guess what? It's time for your daily code word. Imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off some bills, maybe visiting the Rideau Sports Club. The possibilities are endless, and all you have to do is head over to our page and enter today's code word, which is shop. Head over to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter today's code word along with your information for your chance to win this CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. And make sure to watch us tomorrow as we will have a brand new code word. Still ahead, it is World Cerebral Palsy Day, and we will celebrate with Steve from Ontario Federation for Cerebral Palsy. We'll have that conversation just next. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street this morning, and the sun is shining to start off your Monday. Temps right now sitting at 14 degrees with a high of 30 into the afternoon. It is 8:18. Well, today is World Cerebral Palsy Day, and we are lucky to have Stephen Beethan with us this morning to talk more about what this means and, of course, how you can, of course, get information and help as well. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on with us today. Tell us first, what is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is an injury to the brain that happens either directly before birth, during birth, or shortly after.
Okay.
And it is non-progressive, so it doesn't really get worse. It can be very mild, or it can be quite extreme, quite severe, affecting one limb, or it can affect the whole body. It doesn't get any worse, but it doesn't heal itself, unfortunately, either. So it's why they call it non-progressive. It pretty much stays the same.
And so what are some barriers that someone with cerebral palsy may face?
It would all depend on the severity of the cerebral palsy. Some barriers would be obviously employment, housing. Communication is a big one because it's a physical injury. It could affect the throat muscles, in which case someone could not talk properly or be hard to understand. So that's a very big barrier. People will think because you can't communicate, you can't think properly, or you're not an adult. So that's probably one of the biggest barriers is communication and housing, employment, things like that a lot of disability people face.
Tell us about the importance of having a day like today, which is World Cerebral Palsy Day.
It gives a chance for everyone to be, well, the theme of this year's World Cerebral Palsy Day is unique and united, because everyone is unique with cerebral palsy. Some people have it differently than others. So this is a chance for everyone to come together and show that we're all different. And together the voices are a lot stronger. So we want to bring everyone together. So the theme is to post a picture today and wear green, and use the hashtag unique and united.
Okay.
And every year there's a different theme. So there's been over 25 million people reached.
Wow.
In over, this has been going on over a decade. I think it started in 2012 by an Australian Cerebral Palsy Association and an American Cerebral Palsy Association got together and formed World CP Day. So it's been going strong and growing every year.
Incredible. And tell us about resources available for those here in Ottawa.
The Ontario Federation for Cerebral Palsy has, we have a lot of members. We're provincial based, so we have over 200 families in Ottawa that we're connected with. So as a member of the Ontario Federation for Cerebral Palsy, you can approach us for funding. We have several different funding programs. We do advocacy. We also have a support program where we'll help you navigate the system. So if you need appointments, you need help communicating somewhere, you need to get on a housing list, you need to find out any services, basically, we will help you navigate the system and get you on the right track.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining us today. We truly appreciate taking your time out of your day.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Will, over to you.
Thanks, Melissa. We are kicking off Fire Safety Week by making sure that your furnace is ready for those cooler temperatures, even though I might not feel like it right now. Chris Eads is here from W.O. Stinson & Son to break down what we need to know right now as we get ready for those cooler days. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Thanks for having me.
And it is funny, right? Because we've had a breaking record high yesterday, potentially today, but don't let it fool you. These cooler temperatures are coming, so we got some 4 tips here with you today. The first one, furnace maintenance, which is super important.
This is key. I mean, it's preventative maintenance. This is going to get the professional in that's going to identify any issues that may become an issue, may arise. Number one, any safety concerns, any loose parts, any rust inside the furnace, any rattles that are going to be a problem maybe down in December, January, get them identified now. There's preventative maintenance.
Yeah, really important. And something that, I learned very quickly when I was young into my first home renting, and then later on now, clean those filters.
Number one, the easiest thing for a homeowner to do, this is your typical filter, slides in, slides out, change it every couple of months. A dirty air filter is going to impede the performance of your furnace. There's more of a draw on it. It's harder on the fan motor. There's less airflow. And indoor air quality is hampered with when you have a dirty air filter. The fibers could get loose. It could get sucked into the actual blower. Super easy. Keep a few spare ones down in the basement, change them every couple of months.
Yeah, whenever you go for the one, just get an extra couple.
Yeah, get three.
You'll never regret it as you move on. And then obviously a bunch of different ones too, based on if you have animals and not, so just make sure you're getting
They're all
the right
unique to the home environment, so get the one that is designed for your home and change it. Just get that onto a schedule and change it.
Okay, and very different, but in the same category, it's declutter. So what does that exactly mean when it comes to the furnace?
Declutter, it's in that dirty part of the basement that we forget about. We lean boxes up against it. We lean our Christmas tree. The cat litter, any sort of storage area that's in there, get in there and clean that off. We don't want any combustible material on top of the furnace. We don't want anything lying on top of the furnace. Maybe there's been something heavy leaning up against it that's going to impede on the vents. We want to make sure that everything is clear so that, and even if there is an incident, that we can get to that appliance. If there is an issue, we want to know where it is. We can't find it if it's in behind all the storage.
Right, so keep the area clean.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to find things. And then I think something that maybe gets overlooked about how important it is, especially when it comes to safety, because, in a long shot, it can save lives. Smoke alarms and detectors.
This is number one key. Smoke alarm, working smoke alarms and working CO detectors. We need them on every floor. They're in every house. Make sure they're working. Get a new one. A lot of them are warranted or certified for 10 years. Make sure that it's working. That is just key. It's for every homeowner. The smoke detectors will cover the house, and the CO will detect any sort of gas leak that is happening inside the home.
All really important. And again, I know you might not be thinking about it right now, but the temperatures cool off as of Wednesday this week. So, Chris, it's really great to have you in this morning, getting us set up for success.
Thank you so much.
All right, stay with us because we have much more coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, including our Your Morning Kitchen. Woo! We have a classic coming in. Schenkman Arts Center this Halloween. We're going to give you a sneak peek about what's happening. And we have some pies. And you know what? It's perfect because I am getting a little bit hungry on this Monday. Stay with us. They're in our Delorier kitchen getting all ready. We can smell it from here. Stay with us. We will be right back. It is 8:28.
Good morning, I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and I'm excited because we're getting ready for Thanksgiving in our Your Kitchen segment today, talking about some Thanksgiving pies.
Ooh, okay, this is a wonderful
Sweet
combination.
and
We're
savory.
talking about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We're talking about the gorgeous fall colors
Right.
and warm weather,
And
too.
heat.
Loving that. We'll get to that in a moment, but first we're going to talk about your top stories. Egypt is hosting talks this morning, hoping for a possible Gaza ceasefire. Israeli officials and Hamas leadership will sit down for indirect talks. Qatar is also involved. Negotiations will center around a 20-point plan proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. The plan calls for Hamas to disarm, give up power in Gaza, and free all remaining hostages. Israel would in turn stop its offensive and withdraw from most of Gaza.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington today, set to talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow. This is Carney's second trip to the White House since becoming Prime Minister last spring. According to a government source, Carney will be pushing for some relief for the steel and aluminum sectors hit hard by Trump's tariffs. The meeting also comes as the U.S. is set to impose an extra 10% tariff on Canada's softwood lumber sector next week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing a motion hoping to strengthen the bail system for violent and organized crime.
There's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Polyev says under the current liberal rules, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, leading to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are two of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. Parliament is set to vote on this next week on whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Leadership Summit wraps up today in Quebec City.
The only way forward is to always strengthen our ties and collaboration.
Quebec Premier François Legault yesterday calling for stronger ties. The summit brings together premiers and state governors on both sides of the border. Talks are focusing on the economy, defense, and tariffs. Premier Legault and Ontario Premier Doug Ford will wrap the summit with a press conference later today.
After a convincing 10-1 win in Game 1 of the Alts, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking for more of the same in Game number 2 against the New York Yankees.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam for
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Jays' first ever grand slam in Jays postseason history. Jays rookie pitcher Trey Savage was outstanding with 11 strikeouts and a walk through 5 1/3 innings. Toronto take Game 2, 13-7. The Jays will go for the series sweep in Game 3 tomorrow in New York. First pitch is set for just after 8 o'clock. One man has been taken to hospital after a crash between a tractor and a pickup truck in the city's south end. Ottawa fire crews responded to a 911 call around 6:45 Sunday evening to the 4500 block of 8th Line Road in Osgood. Once on scene, emergency crews found a tractor and a pickup truck in opposite ditches with the driver of the pickup truck trapped inside. Auto paramedics say the 40-year-old male driver of the pickup truck suffered serious injuries and was transported to the trauma center. No other injuries have been reported, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Large stretches of eastern Canada experienced summer-like weather over the weekend. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees, breaking a record set back in the 40s. Much warmer than the typical Oktoberfest day, which is 15 degrees. Nobel Prizes are being handed out this week, and we are starting this morning with medicine.
The 2025 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine jointly to Mary Branco, Fred Ramsdell, and Shimon Sakaguchi.
So you've just heard, though, the names that the prize is being awarded to. We have Mary E. Brucknow, Fred Ramsdell, and Shimon Sakaguchi. The three are being recognized for their work in the field of peripheral immune tolerance.
This has to do with how a body keeps its immune system in check and prevents it from attacking your own body. The physics prize will be awarded tomorrow. Okay, there you go. Okay, so all week long, they're going to be awarding the Nobel Prizes for different sectors.
Yeah, and good too, because especially like that, when you take a look at the immune system and gut health, like there's so much more research on the links between that and everything else in your body. So it's amazing what we're able to come up with. So keep a close eye on for who gets the prizes.
Okay, all right. So we're going to go to Melissa now and talk about your forecast.
And a beautiful forecast for us. Another record-breaking day we could see later on this afternoon as we broke temperatures yesterday for being the warmest October 5th. It could be the warmest October 6th as well. A high of 30 degrees, so way above the daytime average, which is 15. So the record was set back in 2005 at 26.2. So likely we will smash that record later on this afternoon. Right now sitting at 14 degrees, seeing some light winds out of the south around 9 kilometers an hour. Partly cloudy conditions to kick off your morning, but pure sunshine and heat into the afternoon. 30 degrees is your high for us here in the city, 23 in Kingston. You can see 28 over in Cornwall as well as in the valley today and Kittigan-Zibi. So hot across the region. And over the next 7 days, we'll see a real shift in temperatures throughout the middle of the work week. So 30 for today, even overnight, not too bad, dropping down to 17. Into your day tomorrow, 24. We're expecting 5 up to 10 millimeters of rain starting late in the morning and continuing into the early afternoon. Sunshine throughout the middle of the work week, but much cooler conditions with highs of only 13. So we will be a little bit below the average highs for Wednesday and through Thursday, and overnight lows dropping to 1 degree Wednesday. So cool into your overnight on Wednesday. The weekend warming up, highs of 17 on Saturday, 18 on Sunday.
Weather brought to you by Yeggendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
On your drive-in right now, heavy volume between Greenbank and Bronson westbound. Also seeing moderate backups between Anderson and the 417 split. Heavy between the 174 and Nicholas. Westbound congestion between the Champlain and Sir George 88 Parkway this morning. Light delays at Blair Road. We are diving fork first into the comforting world of pies, and we are so lucky because Carrie Duffy is here, owner of Life of Pie. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's so great to have you back on the show. Of course, this must be a busy time of the year for you.
It is. Yeah.
Getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Yes, busiest time actually.
Yeah, it's the busiest time for you.
It is, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Life of Pie.
So Life of Pie started 17 years ago.
Yeah.
We were on Bank Street, 1134 Bank Street. Yeah, it sort of just happened.
It really? Where does your love of pies come from?
From my mother and my grandmother.
I love that.
Yep,
Was it something you started doing with them, and then you were like, hey, wait, I'm good at this?
One of my grandmothers actually, during the Depression, sold pies. She made and sold pies, so it's in my blood.
Oh my goodness, I love that story so much. I have fond memories of baking peach pies with my grandmother on her farm, and that's kind of where my baking love kind of came from. So I love that it's a tradition that you kept on, and now you have a very successful business.
Yes, yeah, well.
Yeah, okay, so tell us about some of the pies you'll have for Thanksgiving.
So for Thanksgiving, we are having four different pies, offering 4 different pies. We have pecan pie.
That looks scrumptious.
Apple pie.
Yes.
Our triple berry crisp pie, which is a favorite all year round.
Is this your signature? I would say like one of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people know you in the city for this pie.
And then pumpkin pie.
Of course, the classic for Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie.
Surprisingly, though, pecan pie has become really super popular.
Really?
Yeah, 10 years ago we, make a handful, but now it's like...
Everybody goes for the pecan pie. Interesting. What is it about a crust that you get it light and fluffy? Because I say the crust is everything when creating a pie.
Yes, well, one of the secrets,
can you give it
to have all your ingredients cold.
Oh.
And
so unlike baking a cake where you want it like kind of lukewarm.
Yeah, no, you have cold water. Some people even put their flour in the freezer. We don't do that because we don't have enough freezer space.
Cold butter?
Yeah, cold butter. We use shortening as well.
Okay.
Butter and shortening. To have it cold while you're rolling it, and then put it back in the fridge or the freezer before you bake it.
Oh, I love that idea so much. I'm going to steal that little tip from you. I didn't know that. I'm a baker, so I'm used to cakes where everything is, room temperature, even your eggs, but making it cold makes sense. Okay, I'm going to call in my taste tester over here today. Hard job for Will today, where he gets to taste one of our pies. Will you go for the classic pumpkin, or will you maybe try apple?
What do you think? What do you think I should go for?
Well, I don't. Men seem to like apple pies.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's good because I was kind of eyeing the pumpkin pie. So I'm glad I'm going to pass the apple away to him.
Look, see, you know us already.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so tell me about the filling that you put inside your pumpkin pie.
Well, it's my mother's recipe.
A family secret?
No, that's not really a secret.
No?
No. The secret to the pumpkin is that we use mace in the filling, which is the outside of the nutmeg.
Wow. Yep.
And we don't use nutmeg, we just use the mace. And then a whole bunch of other spices.
Wow, and it's so delicious and very, very creamy as well.
Oh, well, thank you.
And if people want to order it, when should they order it? The sooner the better?
The sooner the better. Yeah, we take orders. If you don't want to be disappointed, you should order. So they can order it they can email us, or they can phone us.
Amazing. I don't know if you caught a glimpse of the smile on Will's face when he took that first bite. It was ear to ear for my friend, and he's crushing it.
I'm happy to say, and my mother didn't make pies growing up. We did other things, so I can say this is the best pie I've ever had in my life.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. There you go.
That's very nice to hear.
And that's why they've been a successful business for over 17 years. Where can people find you?
We're at 1134 Bank Street.
1134 Bank Street. And these are the 4 flavors you have in store for this week. It does change seasonally, though, right?
It does,
so as you head towards Christmas.
Usually we have different pies every day.
Yeah.
But this week, we're streamlining a little bit.
Yeah, you got to.
Busy.
This is your busiest time of the year, and I think these will be the 4 most popular ones anyways.
Yes,
right? I mean, who doesn't want pumpkin, apple, pecan, and then, of course, your signature?
You got to try the apple pie.
Okay. Taste tester approved. The pumpkin was delicious as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, you can find them Life of Pi, 1134 Bank Street. And if you have an idea for us in your morning kitchen, email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Here's the live look for our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. And yes, Will is still devouring the apple pie. He is not leaving a crumb on the plate this morning, and I absolutely love that. Gorgeous day ahead, a high of 30 later on this afternoon.
Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. A cult classic, the Rocky Horror Show, has been popularized for its campy humor and memorable songs, and you can catch it this Halloween. And joining us are Brandon Pereira and Abigail White, who play Brad and Jen, and they're here to give us a little taste of the show that is happening at the Lost Baggage Musical Theater. Good morning to you both. We were just talking a little bit about the movie. The story. It's like this campy, wonderfully bizarre take on like 1930s to 1950s horror B movies, right? And it became this 1975 cult classic. What are you guys bringing to this show, the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
We're really excited. We are bringing sort of more of a rock vibe to the show, so it's going to be really, really big, like sonically big. We have a big rock choir that's joining us, so lots of voices. We think it's going to be really fun. Yeah.
What should audiences prepare for? Okay, Brandon, they're coming in to the theater, they sit down. What should they get ready for?
I think it's everything that you would typically see in a Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's classically Rocky, and again, we're going for more of the rock vibe, so it's big voices, big band, big sounds. We got some people really singing in this show.
Nice.
Our Frank, our Eddie, our Riff Raff Salem is incredible. There's a lot of folks that are really giving it in this.
We do want to also stress that it is an adult show, so we want to stress that it's 18 plus for everybody at home.
Right.
So audience should expect a little bit of that too.
Yeah, because, you know, in some of the film and some of the storyline, it gets a little raunchy, but it's just so bizarrely funny and a little bit of horror as well. I'm just wondering about the title too, because I know it as a Rocky Horror Picture Show, but we're going with the Rocky Horror Show. Was that the original title?
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so tell us about the rehearsal process. What was that like?
I think it's been really fun. The cast really gelled immediately. Like, I feel like Brandon and I, even on the first read-through, really gravitated towards each other, and it's just been such a supportive environment, which is really important, I think, when you have a show with themes like Rocky. You know, it's vulnerable and it's so fun, and it's just been really amazing to work with everyone.
Lost Baggage Musical Theater. Tell us about the organization a little bit.
It's independent to Ottawa, and it's our first time doing a show in the East End. It's my first show in Ottawa, and it's our first show in the East End.
Congratulations!
So it's really incredible. It's really exciting to be in that area of the city now.
Okay, and if folks want tickets, how can they get them?
Yeah, so Lost Baggage Musical Theater website, we have tickets available there, and then also it's being performed at the Schenkman Arts Center, so you can find it on their website as well.
That's great, and it's happening starting October 30th, right through to November
2nd.
November 2nd. So you're going to give us a little snippet of what we can expect at the Rocky Horror Show, Lost Baggage Musical Theater. Okay, take it away, Brandon and Abigail. Oh, that is so good. Brandon playing Brad and Abigail playing Janet, the iconic characters in the Rocky Horror Show. It's happening at the end of the month right through to November 2nd. You want tickets. It's part of the Lost Baggage Musical Theater. You guys are amazing. I'm so excited to see this. This is a great new take on the Rocky Horror Show. Wonderful performance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, we are back just to wrap up the show. Look at that gorgeous sunshine. It's going to be another hot one, 8:50. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning, Ottawa.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Dream big with Move 100. Now, dream $20,000 bigger. Starting next week, listen for your chance to win $20,000. Dream big, win bigger with Ottawa's Move 100. Hey.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
So I just want to go back to my visit to the Rideau Sports Center. Yeah. What a fun place. It's really neat because you don't need a membership, but they do have this early bird special going on right now until like the 16th where you can get these memberships if you need them. But you can walk in there, you know, reserve a court and go at it with pickleball or tennis and at all levels, which is something I love. All levels, get out there, get active. And on a day like today, I think that the Rideau Sports Center is going to be hopping. It's just simply gorgeous.
Absolutely. I love that so much. I think I might even go for lunch there because the food looked delicious.
It's really good. Outside, too, by the way. You can sit outside. And I think that the Yellow Jackets, they're not as plentiful right now because, you know, it's getting to the end of this. You know, I mean, we're in October, here we are. So there's like one or two out there, whether it's, you know, on the patio or on your own, you know, balcony. There aren't that many. That's a good thing. Another wonderful perk. This time of year, getting that kind of warm weather, and then you look outside, you see all the gorgeous fall colors. I just think we're knocking it out of the park. Ottawa's a place to be right now.
And you want to enjoy today because we're going to see a bit of a shift temperature-wise in our forecast. So our high this afternoon, 30. As you can see, average 15. The record high 2005, 26.2. So we will likely break that record at some point this afternoon. Still sitting at 14 degrees. Yeah, you're here for it. So much sunshine on the way, and really it's not just us here in the city, our regional conditions, everybody's seeing this heat into the day ahead. But then when we head to the 7-day forecast, that's when we'll notice this real big shift. Tomorrow, not so bad, still above seasonal, 24, wet weather, 5 to 10 millimeters. But then look at that, Wednesday, Thursday, dropping all the way down to 13 degrees, which is actually below average for this time of the year. So cooler conditions Wednesday, Thursday, and the overnight lows, look at that, low single digits. So likely get a frost advisory Wednesday as we hover around 0. So plants may have to bring them indoors Wednesday, Thursday, but then it'll warm back up into the weekend. So
I was just going to say, good thing Robert Plump will be here because it's at that time where we've been a little bit spoiled, and it's like, what do we do with our gardens and our plants? And especially still warm, frost advisory, then a little bit back up. It'll be perfect to have them in.
Absolutely.
He is the master of the green thumb, no doubt about that. All right, that's all from us here at CTV Your Morning for October 6th. We're so glad that you could be with us this morning.
Yeah, don't forget you can watch any of our segments online. Just head to our website, ctvyourmorning.ca.
And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And enjoy the beautiful weather today. A high of 30 later on this afternoon.